Good afternoon, Julie.
Good afternoon, Christine. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. And today is May the 22nd, 2003.
My God, time flies, eh?
Oh, does it ever? And again, it's a long weekend here. And I was talking to my people a little while ago there on a video, and I was talking about the old 454. And I was mentioning you, and I know that you can talk quite a bit about the old 5-4 because you went to it.
Yeah, I was so in love back then, 15, 20 years ago, with the nice people around me. They were so, like they were so kind. Come on in the door. They're always making little birthday parties for us. Like doing games with us all the time. Like doing barbecues. Like bring us to the lake every summer. It's just a big barbecue, just to have a nice blast together, throwing water at each other, and so all day long having fun, and especially winter time too, before Christmas, and it was always fun to be around back then.
So this was the 454 right beside the Shepherds that you remember?
Yeah, 20 years ago though, 20 years ago.
Well, I would say it was probably not too bad up until maybe about 2015, 2016.
Exactly, it went downhill right away.
Yes, very quickly.
Very quickly.
And it was starting to go down, I believe, and I think you'll definitely agree with me that this has started coming in when they started putting the injection sites
Big
in.
time. Yes, that put everybody down. Yes.
Because like my friend there said, like she wasn't ashamed, she was happy to bring her son with her. It was a good place to bring a child at that time. And
Yeah,
today...
even the staff. She had a little boy, Liz, back then. It's okay. I can see her name. She won't say nothing, because she's still there today at the 454. But she brought her little boy back then. He's always running around. And hi Julie. It's like now today. Oh my God. He doesn't want to come around anymore. And the parents either, and the single mom, they don't want to come around and see nobody, because of the damn drugs, Christine.
Well, this is what the big difference is right now that I find too. And I mean, like I said, since the pandemic, it's got way worse, but it was starting to get worse before the pandemic, and now it's just totally out of control.
Out of control, yeah.
I mean, this is the whole point. I mean, giving out all the free paraphernalia and everything, I think this is a bad idea.
And there's more mental problems on the street too. There's more drugs and there's more violence. But it's not like before, it was under control 15, 20 years ago. Before I gave birth to my son, my only son in 2000, and it wasn't like that. Today, oh my Lord, it's a real nightmare. It is.
Well, even when I moved in here in 2010, it was seemed to be reasonably under control at that point still. So about 6 years later, 5 to 6 years later, is when it started going downhill, and we started noticing the difference in the neighborhood here.
Yeah, same here. But me, I started noticing way before that.
Well, you're right on the street, but I know as a resident, it was after I moved in here a few years after that I started noticing it going downhill. And
it was a big change after that, yes.
Yeah, and then the homeless were doing the drugs, and they were starting to break into the apartment building here as well to do it in the stairwells.
But they're still doing it in different buildings too. It's not changing. It's the same routine. They go around Ottawa and they break in buildings, and they get high on the steps. So it's everywhere in Ottawa right now, Christine. It's a big pandemic of that. Yeah, right now.
Of course. And then I know I was talking to someone earlier too, and they were telling me about a friend of theirs that had bought a very expensive condo down here off Rideau Street. And they were so shocked and so horrified because she would try to get into her building. She'd have the druggies would all be using all her needles and crack and whatever they were doing. And then what was really disturbing to her was they thought she was a prostitute. While she's trying to get into her building, they're propositioning her right at her front door. And
yeah, I know, excuse me, and they're judging other people, the right people, when it's not us. It's all the bad combination on the street, going bad.
Well, in this lady's case, I found out she was so upset over everything. She sold her condo at quite a loss, as I understand, from what she paid for the condo. Is this what we're going to be doing, is having a very expensive ghetto down here with people? because if the people in the condos, they pay a fortune for those condos and they cannot take it, and they're just willing, they just want to get out of the area, they're going to drop the price on the condos. So that means it's going to be a different class of people coming in here as well. How fast is this going to go down?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's getting worse every day. And yeah, we're losing so much people. It's from Ottawa. All the good ones are all leaving us, Christine.
Exactly.
They want to move somewhere else. And you know what? I don't blame them at all. Because they want their freedom. They want to be free from that kind of drama around.
Well, this is what we're saying too with the drop-in centers. Why should it not be that a single mother can take her child there, have a good day, because it's stressful being a parent, and if you're a single parent,
especially today's world.
And I think they got some parenting help at the drop-in centers back then as well.
Yeah.
And advice.
But now it's all changed. There's no parenting. Now it's all about drugs and violence. But it's too bad for the single mothers. It's really too bad for the parents today.
Because this is what I'm seeing when I see, even with the immigrants coming into the housing developments here, they can't even drop into the drop-in centers with their children.
No, they get scared.
Yeah, they get scared. And that's a shame, because you shouldn't bottle people up. We weren't meant to be bottled up. We were meant to be able to socialize, go where we need to go, and have good socialization, not bad socialization. But it's a shame to see these children are not getting the same opportunities as myself. I mean, myself growing up, I had wonderful opportunities. I was lucky.
Same here.
Well, I was lucky. I was able to go outside the city. My parents had one friend owned a chicken farm, so I got a chance to feed and look after the chickens, and another one had a dairy farm. And so I got a chance to see how a dairy farm was run and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and see how a cow was milked.
See, so hey, this is the life, that we want to see again. I hope it all comes back again.
And the wonderful thing we do have here is, if with the school buses the way they were at 454 lined up, with the children, they could have had an excursion out to the experimental farm here, even for the children to see the animals and pet the animals.
Yeah,
to have that.
They deserve it. And I want them to have the chance again, and to try this again. But first we're gonna do the cleanup, because the kids deserves a better chance in life,
Well, they're not being given that chance. I mean, why should they have to walk over the doorway and be dealing with drugs and druggies and people pushing them around and bullying them while they're just trying to even get to a school bus in the morning?
Exactly.
Because as soon as they eat their meal, from what I understand at the Shepherds, the dealers are there. Bang, everybody's out on the streets, they're all over the place doing the drugs, so right at the same time that the children are going to school too. So that's
early in the morning. Can you believe this? There's children at the bus stop here. I see them, and suddenly on Cumberland, oh my God, there's a couple of dealers coming around. It's like, really, guys, there's kids at the bus stop. Really, have respect, and just move away from them. And I always tell them every morning.
Well, I know with your big voice, I think most of the time they do move, but you still have trouble with them, and they don't like it, so then they start bullying you as well.
Exactly.
Because they don't like being told that they have to move.
Exactly. But I don't stop anyways. I always stand my grounds and tell them, give the chance to other people. Okay, just to give them the place that they need.
Well, I was just wanting to catch up a little on the 454. The original 454, because I knew you were there. Like I said, I never used the 454 back then. There was
beautiful place back then.
But let's hope that we can put our heads together as a community here and find a way back into the past a bit, so that we can have a place where it's safe for everyone. And thank you again for coming in and talking to me, Julie.
No problem. But that would be my wish come true.
Oh, and I think that would be my wish come to come to. Because I'm telling you, it would be just so beautiful to be able to walk down the street, see the children happy, not have to worry about these drug dealers and all these druggies walking all over the street.
Exactly, and the mental problems and all that. We're going to fix it, Christine.
Because I remember one time walking out the door, and this person was so high, they almost walked right in front of the school bus full of children. Wouldn't that be a horrible thing for children to have to see someone get squashed?
Very horrible. Very, and
so
they don't deserve to see people like this around them. They don't.
Exactly. So, Again, thank you, Julie, and we shall talk again soon.
No
Take care.
problem.
Okay?
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye, sweetie. You too. Bye bye.